Oh, I'm sorry. Anney. Oh, guys, man, I'm sorry. Well, okay. God.
He's awesome, truly. Dan has been a great inspiration, and I wouldn't be here without him to tell you all about this product. It's called Easy Toke, but let me first introduce myself. My name is Anney Seigal Wamsat, and I'm here to ask for money to get traction for my product. Traction has many meanings, and I have had first-hand experience being in traction since I was hit by a drunk driver when I was 18 years old. It was miserable. I was demolished, but that's not why I'm here. I've had about every surgery known to man and deal with chronic pain on a daily basis. I'm a fighter, and I'm here today by the grace of God and with the fortitude and strength that I can muster to get out of bed and try to produce my product and bring it forward because it's tremendously beneficial. It wasn't until my first encounter seeing my second father, who was ravaged by disease, in the inhumane and seemingly inefficient ways that the government and caretakers were taking care of this man, and he didn't make it, he died. He was a brilliant man, a producer, a director, a writer, an incredible inspiration in my life. And there was no help for him. Then, 2 years later, my father, Director Donald Seigal, had lymphoma and died from lymphoma in 1991. At that time, cannabis was not legal, and he could not help him mitigate any of the symptoms of the disease, his effects that it had on him. Then, in 1991, my husband was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, lymphoma, same thing. And luckily, we found out that cannabis is now legal. It became legal in California in 1996. And he can legally use cannabis to mitigate the symptoms that he goes through in terms of having chemotherapy and the nasty elements that come along with the diagnosis of cancer. Well, I've learned, that over 55 million people in the United States and 29 of our states clearly and legally use cannabis for a number of reasons. It's been proven to help a myriad of problems, whether you have anxiety or epilepsy or a bazillion incredible benefits this plant has. It's a natural plant. And the only thing that I've discovered in my journey, seeing patients with cannabis, going through the process of getting my own legal license, is that when you smoke cannabis, either in a joint or through a bong, there's a burning sensation that you have in your lungs. And that comes from the carcinogenic effects of, it's not really carcinogenic, but the effects of heating it to a certain degree and then burning the inside of your throat and your cavity. So Easy Toke, my product that I've created, actually mitigates and takes away any and all burning. Oh, that's my husband, chemotherapy. Let's go on. I am not doing very well with this, am I? So the cannabis industry is projected to bring in $175 billion in tax revenue for Californians every year, and it continually grows as more and more people who are being taken away from their opiates, because now, of course, the current administration has a war on opiates, so people who need what they need to get through the day can no longer get that. So they're turning towards what works for them. And cannabis works for so many people. And again, the only drawback that I've heard and studied and spent much time on this is that it burns your lungs. So I've created a 100% natural product that mitigates 100% of the burn. I've had it out in 6 test cities where the results have been 100% positive for everybody who's tried it. It comes in 2 sizes and 6 flavors. It ranges from $11.99 for the 10 milliliter and then $15.99 for the 15 milliliter, and the price point is very and clearly attractive because I'm receiving tremendous support on this product. Everything that's in it is 100% natural. Every ingredient has been tested by the NIH to show that it has anti-inflammatory properties, it has anti-carcinogenic properties, antibacterial properties, or anti-mutagenic properties. And people are finding that cannabis is really, oops, that's not me. Of course. Anyway, I don't know what that was, excuse me. The funding request, I'm working to get traction for the product. It's really selling well. I've got a online landing page, thanks to Dan, and I have a list of people who are interested and who are purchasing it. The funding I'm looking for, I'm now reducing because my daughter said $100,000 is too much to ask for. So I'm reducing it to $70,000, and I am this is the breakdown, and I'm working on changing that. And the expected time, return on investment, is 3 to 6 months. So thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate you being here.
Okay, folks, that's all we got. I'd like all the entrepreneurs to come up here, please. Remember, if you have your cell phones on you, if you can help out the entrepreneurs and go to this URL and fill out the questions, that would help them greatly. No. Okay, we got everybody lined up here? All right. So, over the last 8 to 9 weeks, these folks have been working very hard. They've been working diligently, and they've been putting themselves out there with their ideas, not knowing if it was going to be interesting or not. Yet here they are, standing before you, going on a limb and telling a whole audience about what's been in their heads and what their babies are. I give you the class of spring of 2018 Startup Hustle. Now you can go home. For real, we're done. Thanks everybody for coming. It was a wonderful evening, and I appreciate everyone coming out. Thank you so much.